Colossus is great against Marine Marauder. Storm is also great against Marine Marauder. And that means we're gonna do both. There you go. Stunning high level commentary from me here. I just like to watch what's going on. I don't have a whole lot of incredible input into the deep thinking that goes on in these games quite yet. Looks like Rocket does have another expansion sitting here. Not really doing anything with that yet. Wondering if he's maybe going to turn that into a planetary fortress for a little bit of extra defense. We have seen that happen once in a while from Terran players, although I gotta say I saw it a lot more in the beta than I am actually seeing that in the release version. And yep, it looks like he is going to just move out and take that gold. NtroP not quite taking his gold yet. Looks like we do have the Kaidaran amulet being researched as well, no doubt going into Storm right after that. Let's find that Templar archives. Yeah, Storm hasn't been researched quite yet. Looks like an attack moving out with Rocket to help secure that gold expansion. 2 armies for Rocket there. He's splitting up his forces. In the meantime, NtroP going very Sentry heavy too. So Sentry Zealot Stalker. I mean Sentry Colossus Stalker with a dash of Zealot thrown in, just for flair, I guess. There, moving some SCVs down to the gold. So this will put Rocket significantly ahead in the economy. Let's take a look at that right now. Yeah, they are still about even. Rocket a little bit behind on the SCV count, but once that gold starts mining, we're going to see that go way up. And both players, again, just kind of sitting back and macroing. Not a whole lot going on at the moment. If we go to the production tab, Storm is being researched now, as well as Ship Weapons 1 and Terran Infantry Weapons 2. I have to research 3rd grade reading 1, apparently. Although nothing making out of those starports at the moment, so we're going to have to see what happens. Getting the range upgrade for those turrets. And we do have an attack going down for the 3rd for NtroP again. It looks like he is going to be taking this out fairly easy. NtroP out of position, didn't really scout this one. That Nexus is going to go down fairly fast again. And looks like he's going to lose everything here, although we do have a counterattack coming in from NtroP. We'll see what he can do. Rocket forced to pull back because that army is about half his total army, much less, but he did the damage he was looking for, went in and took out that expansion. NtroP moving in and pushing Rocket back to that Xel'Naga tower again. Rocket doing a good job of surprising NtroP and taking out that base. That's a dangerous base to hold on this map as well, especially with those Marauders. In their job description, it just says, kill buildings. If you're a Marauder and you're signing up for service, that's really all you need to read. It's like, oh, I'm going to stim and kill buildings. Alright. Sounds good. Big attack coming in here from NtroP. Going to the natural. Those towers are going to be a little bit bad for those Colossus. Looks like Rocket to bring his other forces. Some Storms going down on those Marauders, forcing them to pull back. Looks like NtroP may be able to take this gold out. Lots of Stalkers there. Those Marauders going down from the Storms, although both Colossus are taken down. Planetary Fortress does go down though for Rocket. More Marauders coming in. Things are starting to swing a little bit in Rocket's favor. It looks like NtroP is going to have to pull back, blinking intelligently. So both players again trading a base, although Rocket losing his gold takes a little bit more of a loss. Meanwhile, NtroP does have this full base in full swing, this left base in full swing over here. And now able to keep an eye on Rocket's army fairly well with that observer. Rocket doesn't have a whole lot of guys mining out of this base here, so this is not doing him a whole lot of good. Although he is moving some guys down here. He may have heard me. Probably not. Rebuilding his base at the gold there. NtroP may try to deny this, so lots of Templars here. Storm's going down and forcing those Marauders back again. This Storm plus Stalker combination is very powerful as far as what it can do to those Marauders. Especially Marauders that do enjoy stimming. The Storm is going to really play off that. Templar's getting a little bit overeager. They want to go and slap some Marauder face. But apparently they do not know how to slap. They can only cast Storms. They're not going to be able to do really much there. A lot of Marauders coming in. They're going to be able to push this attack back. Any Storms left? It looks like there is 1 or 2 Storms left, but that Colossus does go down again. And it looks like NtroP is going to be forced back again by this group of Marauders. Stimming again to catch those Templar. In the meantime, NtroP long distance mining from this base. Things are not looking terribly good for NtroP at this point. Rocket morphing this command center into a planetary fortress away from the gold. Kind of an interesting choice there. I probably would have floated that, 5 feet over and then did it, but he may be worried about another attack coming in before he can do anything else. Just pretty much making marauders at this point, not a whole lot else, but against the force that NtroP is bringing against him, that's not such a terrible idea. Although a little bit of variation is always good. Another command center going down, so this planetary fortress is just purely for defense, although it is a little bit far back to really protect this gold. We're going to have to see if that comes in later. Oh, it does look like a Viking drop on that left side base for NtroP. He's going to do a little bit of damage, be driven off by those stalkers. NtroP warping in those stalkers at that base. Able to drive off the Vikings. They're going to head back to this expansion and chill out for a while there. Meanwhile, it looks like this base is being remade for NtroP again. Both players doing a lot of base trading. Colossus is still being built by NtroP. And it looks like the Terran Infantry Armor level 2 is coming out now, so yeah, those Marauders are starting to get pretty beefy, getting some upgrades. And it looks like Rocket is going to stim in and take out this expansion. NtroP once again out of position, although NtroP is going to go in and try to return the favor by taking out this gold. And he may be able to do it, although this planetary fortress is going to cause some damage. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. In the meantime, it looks like Rocket pulling back. He's able to take out the Nexus, and he's going to catch NtroP. A little bit out of position. They're able to get that pincer maneuver in there. If you ever watch Final Fantasy, you know what the pincer maneuver is all about. Every once in a while we get into a fight, and there'll be things on both sides for some reason. NtroP taking a moment to bring some stalkers down to this other expansion, most likely. The Rocket able to defend his gold while NtroP does lose that left side base. So if we go back to the income tab again, we have NtroP down at only 200 with only about half the workers. He's going to go in and try to kill some SCVs, but this is not going to be anywhere near enough stalkers to take out this planetary fortress. Those stalkers basically just suiciding in there. Rocket moving in some Marauders to try to help out, but he's not really going to need it. Feeble attack from NtroP. And things are not looking good right now for our Protoss player. 54 over 26 as far as the Harvesters go. So if we go to the Army tab, 113 to 41 supply. Warping in some Templar. As a desperation move, he knows he's going to need that Storm in case Rocket decides to push out. And Rocket putting down some more missile turrets. He may be afraid of Dark Templar possibly. Or Void Ray. I would not be surprised if we did see some Dark Templar here. When your opponent does have you this badly outnumbered, then really the only thing you can do is try to pull these little cute maneuvers, as I suppose Day9 would call them, to try to get in some damage where a normal army couldn't just muscle their way in. It does look like Rocket is going to come in and take out this base again. And not sure if NtroP sees it. And I believe this Nexus is going to go down for, what, third or fourth time this game? This is just like a base trading bonanza, and we do have some Stalkers and High Templar coming in. Probably going to see some Storms go down. It does look like he is going to be able to push Rocket back. Those Marauders all very low after stimming twice, stimming to run away there. And the Zealots with the leg speed now able to catch up and take a few of those out. One Marine unfortunately getting in the way of that army there. A little bit of a missed micro maybe by NtroP sending in those Stalkers by mistake. NtroP just has basically no units this army, but the Storm is going to force Rocket to pull back. He's definitely afraid of those Storms, and rightly so. Although it doesn't look like either one of those Templars has the energy to do it anymore. It looks like one maybe does. Yeah, one does. The other does not. Rocket going to go in and take out this Nexus now. There's not really anyone mining for it, but still a bad loss for him. He needs whatever resources he can get at this point. And Rocket just roaming about the map as he pleases, taking out Expos for NtroP. In the meantime, yes, keep an eye on that income tab. 3,450 right now for the income. In terms of minerals, over that, oh never mind, that's the Army tab, isn't it? Whoops, let's go to income. That was going to be a high income, man, 3,000, jeez. But still, huge difference. 65 Harvesters over 20. I really don't see what NtroP can do, although we do have a couple Void Rays going across the map. And he's going to try to do some damage here to this planetary defense. These Marauders not very good against Void Rays, although there are a couple Marines in there charging up on this extractor. We'll see if he can do any damage at all. Rocket coming in with maybe just enough Marines to take out those Void Rays, but they are fully charged up. NtroP is going to try to kill the Marines. He stims and loses one. Does not look like NtroP is going to do much damage at all. Those Void Rays are going down. in the production tab, it does look like Terran infantry weapons level 3 coming out. So Rocket getting to the max as far as upgrades go for his bio balls there. His bio army, that is. Did I just really start giggling when I said balls? Wow, that says it all, doesn't it, folks? Rocket taking the side expansion, probably going to be able to hold it fairly well. NtroP really only mining out of one base right now. Everything else is mined out. So NtroP really on the ropes at this point, warping in another Templar, as that's really the only thing that's saving him from just being plain overrun at this point. Taking out the rocks for the gold expansion, so NtroP is going to do a bold move here, trying to take that gold in the midst of having to fight this. Rocket just looking great right now. Has a huge army, and this may be the push that wins the game if he decides to push down here. We'll see what happens. Rocket at 200 supply now, right now. Probably been that way for a while. NtroP at 174. And he is going to move into the natural. Some Archons coming down. They're going to do a little bit of AoE with those storms to push those Marauders back. And Rocket pulling back again. NtroP just holding on by a thread at the moment. And those Zealots are going to be able to pick up a few Marauders, but we do have reinforcements coming in for Rocket. NtroP needs to fall back again. He knows that if he loses these units, the game is basically over, so he cannot get overly aggressive. He has to be very careful with every unit at this point. Warps in a lot of Templar there, and immediately turns them into Archons. He's going to go with an Archon defense for this. Archons do have a lot of shields. They are fairly durable, although those storms would